Hey everyone, welcome to episode 3 of ReaperCast. So last time we actually talked about quite a few things. This time I think the news has definitely slowed down a bit, so that's definitely amazing here, because obviously it does become pretty hard to keep up with all these new cards and all. So without further ado, let's just get started right away here with a new card in Rise of the Duelist. This is Koakimeru Supplier. So really awesome to see that we're actually getting a Koakimeru support here. It's very old archetype. Honestly, I'm surprised that it's actually even getting a card at all. I mean, I don't even know if people still play this deck. But that being said, let's actually talk about the card itself. So level 4 Earth Rock Effect Monster, 1400 attack, 1600 defense. First and second effects can only be used once per turn. If a face-up rock monster you control is sent to the graveyard, you could special summon this card from their hand. That's definitely really nice, good for generic support, could work really well with Magnet Warriors. As for the second effect, if this card is special summoned, you could either add one Iron Core of Koakimeru, or one card that specifically lists Iron Core of Koakimeru in its text, except this card itself from your deck to your hand. So you could essentially add any of your other Koakimerus as long as this card is special summoned, which not too difficult in rock decks. Moving on, we have a new card here called Red Potan, completely non-related to a particular archetype, but it is a level 1/5 fairy effect monster, 100 attack, 200 defense. First and second effects can only be used once per turn. First effect, you could target one Potan monster you control. It is treated as a tuner until the end of the next turn. Alright, so it does seem like it might be some kind of archetype. Second effect, if either player synchro summons a monster while this monster is on the field, you could special summon one Potan monster from your hand or deck. Alright, so it looks like it's starting up a new archetype, though I don't think it's going to be a major one. I feel like there's just going to be a few cards intended to pretty much support synchro decks, which I'm all for, by the way. I mean, I do love synchros, and the chances of, synchros obviously making a huge comeback in this particular format is just a really big thing. It's going to be really exciting, so I can't wait for, this whole quarantine to pretty much be over. That way we could actually just have a bit of fun and actually go out and play against each other. However, moving on, we're talking about a trap card now. So this is called Junk's Leap. It's a continuous trap. First and second effects can only be used once per turn. First effect, if your opponent summons a monster, you can change all face down defense position monsters you control to face up attack position. So it seems like I could actually use this for crawlers or any flip decks really. I mean, this whole card is meant to be a flip support. I mean, you could trigger off so many different cards. I do like the whole concept of actually just using this to trigger off Morphing Jar. That would be pretty nice. Second effect, during the end phase, you can change all monsters you control to face down defense. So definitely very nice, because you get a great way to disrupt your opponents, but at the same time you also get to reset your board pretty much every single turn. It's during the end phase, not just your opponents, not just yours, it's both. Definitely really nice for, it doesn't matter what rarity this card comes in, it's going to be really great support for flip decks. And as someone who plays crawlers, as someone who plays Tindangles, this is definitely going to be a really amazing card. In fact, Shadows might not necessarily need this card, but I still think it's definitely a nice addition. Moving on, we have Dracoon Lamp, a level 4/5 worm. Wow, it's a worm monster. 500 attack, 2000 defense. Once per turn, as a quick effect, you could discard one worm monster. This card gains 1000 defense until the end of this turn. It's not too great there. Second effect, once per battle, if this attack position card battles another attack position monster during damage calculation, you could apply both battling monster's defense for damage calculation. Alright, so that's definitely very good. I mean, it pretty much becomes a 3000 beat stick in this case, though to be used in a specific worm deck is going to be quite interesting, because at best I could think about the True Kings could work with Agni Mazud, as it is a fire monster, but at the same time having you to actually discard some of your cards just to set things in the graveyard to start a few plays off could definitely work well. Otherwise, I am thinking about Yang Zings. Maybe they could actually benefit off this as well. Otherwise, I even play Metaphys, which is a worm deck as well, so I don't know, it is interesting, this particular card. I don't particularly see it as a meta-defining card. I don't think it's going to make any big changes, but that being said, it is still going to be interesting if anyone can actually pull off certain combos with this. On to the next card, we have Dice Try Again. Nice play on words there. So, alright, this is a quick play spell, definitely very nice, and you could only activate one of this card's name per turn. Roll a 6-sided die, and if the result is 1 or 6, add one card that has a dice rolling effect from your deck to your hand. Okay, so it seems like the dice deck is now becoming an archetype. I don't know, it's some kind of mechanic that's actually just starting to take off now. Otherwise, roll a 6-sided die again and apply the appropriate effect. So if you get a 1 or 6, you could return this card on the field to the hand, or if you get a 2, 3, 4, or 5, you could return this card on the field to the top of the deck. So it's alright. I mean, ideally, majority of the time you want to get a 1 or 6. You don't want to get the others. And I don't know, maybe there's some cards that actually allow you to affect the die roll here. But seeing that there's die support, I mean, it's not particularly exciting. They're not like a big archetype or anything. It's more so if anyone's having a bit of fun with, I don't know, Duke Devlin's anime style deck, then this card's great for you. But overall, it's just that random throw-in for the set. I don't see it as anything significant. With that being said, we have a new Gizmek monster, which could have potential to be a significant card. Of course, we've only had really 1 or 2. Well, we've had 2 good Gizmek monsters. One of them did become pretty disappointing, so we'll see if this one either follows that trend or it is actually good. So this one's called Gizmek Kuramitsuha, the Dragonic Deluge Divinity. Level 10 water machine effect monster, 2950 attack and defense. First and third effects can only be used once per turn. First effect, if 2 or more monsters special summon from the extra deck on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. So definitely not too bad of a summon. I mean, you know, considering this format where there's no restrictions on fusion, synchro and XCs, this card's going to be really good. Second effect, you could pay 1500 life points, destroy all monsters on the field, special summon from the extra deck. Also, you can attack with only one monster for the rest of this turn. I mean, even so, he is still like close to a 3k beat stick, so definitely not too bad. And finally, third effect, if this card is in your possession, is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card, either by battle or card effect I guess, you could banish one monster from your opponent's graveyard, then gain life points equal to its attack. Okay, so not too bad of a card. I don't see it being as big as something like, you know, the previous Gizmek monsters, but that being said, it is still definitely very nice. If this second effect was a quick effect, I do think that this would be significantly more broken, but then again, you don't really want to do that, right? So with that being said, I can't really complain about this card. I mean, I could see myself taking it in a few of my decks, not to mention it's a level 10 monster, so you know, last time we were talking about the Marik support, the Winged Dragon of Ra support, well, this card could actually go into that deck. On top of that, it is also a machine monster. It could go into a train deck, so rank 10 trains could actually make a comeback with this. But of course, finally, we're moving on here to these OCG / Rush subscription promos. This was something I really wanted to talk about. I'm a little late on this, but yeah, I really had to just talk about all of these, and I figure I might as well just do it right now in this video. So we're essentially getting a retrain of a few cards played by both Joey and Mai. So right here, let's actually just talk about the first card. I mean, you could either see it on screen or you could just listen along, but we have over here a new time wizard. I mean, it's called Time Magus. It's a light level 5 fusion monster, and no effects yet, but definitely really nice artwork. So yeah, it is definitely really awesome. I have no idea what the effects could potentially be. Maybe it's just another version of its original self, though buffed up. I don't know, I really can't imagine what potential effect this card will actually have. But overall, it is definitely very exciting. However, that being said, we also have a new Harpie Synchro monster. Very surprising. Harpies have been, pretty much at this point, Harpies has been known as an Xyz type of deck, so seeing that we're getting a Synchro monster, definitely really weird. It does actually raise a certain sign that we will be getting a Harpie Tuna monster, so no doubt about that. I mean, what are they expecting us to do? We're supposed to play any other random Synchro? I don't think so. I think they're definitely going to be creating a Harpie Tuna monster, and not to mention, this is a level 8 Synchro, and you know, a good majority of our Harpie monsters are level 4s, so a level 4 Tuna, most likely, oh yeah. But I do wish we actually have the effect. Unfortunately, nothing yet, so yeah, really excited about this. Artwork looks absolutely phenomenal, so can't wait. Definitely really awesome. But that being said, we have the next card here. It is Psycho Layer, or Android Psycho Layer, Jinzo Layer. I mean, there's so many different naming for it. It's a rank 6 Xyz Dark Monster. I really hope this is actually generic. I could actually incorporate this into DDDs. Having a potential way to maybe negate trap cards would be nice. I mean, it is a Jinzo card after all, so without a doubt, I do already predict that this card will definitely have a trap negation type of effect. And yeah, it's very exciting for sure. And you know, last time we actually talked about the Jinzo support that was announced to come out, so with this particular card coming out as well as a promo, I mean, it makes sense. It goes together with the actual deck itself, so I have a lot of high expectations for this particular card to have a really good effect. I actually almost forgot, but yes, we are actually getting another VJUMP promo, sorry. We have 100 Dragons, so it's a wind level 4, and it is pretty much a new and improved, you know, part of the whole Baby Dragon, 100 Dragon, 1000 Dragon. Definitely really awesome lineup, and of course, I mean, it goes together with the Time Wizard, so you know, it makes sense that they had to come up with this particular version of it. But yes, 100 Dragon, definitely very good here. It is something that was kind of like that in between, so definitely very nice. Loving the artwork. I don't see it being particularly, obviously it's not a boss monster, it's a level 4 monster, but I could see it being a searcher for the deck, searching key pieces of your cards, or combos rather, and it could be interesting. You could actually search up maybe a polymerization. We might actually get a specific polymerization designated for this particular archetype itself, and you could even search up maybe Time Wizard as well, since they both go hand in hand together. But that being said, I do like that this is potentially forming up to become its very own archetype. A 1000 Dragon Time Wizard deck, definitely a lot to look forward for here. So yeah, that's pretty much it for all the cards that I've actually covered here. Yeah, so pretty much that's all the cards I actually have to cover here. Pretty short because obviously there's not really much news actually coming out lately. As for certain things that I'm trying to do here, I am still a little bit busy with uni. I mean, it's halfway, well, not even halfway, yeah, I'd say it's more accurately about a third of the way into the semester. Getting very busy. A lot of the early major assignments are actually expected to be due in a while. We have a lot of bigger tests coming up, so because of that I am getting a bit more busy here, and you know, I have to stick to these study commitments. It is incredibly hard this particular semester. It's not like a lot of my previous semesters. You know, you could easily pass them off as something that was not too big of a deal, but for this one, it is one of the toughest ones I've actually had. And with you know, with no labs running, it is pretty difficult to actually write lab reports. So yeah, it's pretty weird for me to actually organize a good schedule to actually upload videos. I'm doing the best I can to actually make videos. I mean, as of recording this video, it's 2 AM at night time. Well, 2 AM in the morning. But yeah, it's really late, and this is really just the best time I could actually find to record. But with that being said, I mean, my whole schedule is just completely messed up right now. I mean, I've been going to bed really late. I mean, pretty much at 4 AM, so you know, I still got a couple of hours left. I don't even feel tired right now. I feel fully awake, simply because I pretty much just wake up early in the, well, not early in the morning, why do I keep saying that? I wake up late at 12 PM. So yeah, I still get 8 hours of sleep. I'm still well rested. But yeah, most of my days has pretty much been me sitting on my bed, trying to get as much work done as possible, because with this whole quarantine, they had to switch, the whole uni at least has to switch all the, I guess, learning and different assignments onto an online format. Because of that, they've actually kind of increased the amount of workload just to facilitate the lack of classes that we're actually having, and it's becoming a lot more tough than I actually thought it would. So yeah, definitely not pleasant. Hopefully I could get through all these major assignments for now, and in maybe a week after that, I could probably have a good amount of time to record a bunch of videos and have them up for you guys, so that would definitely be very nice. However, I do have a lot of ideas, a lot of plans. I actually have about like 4 or 5 decks that I've already built up. I just got to record those videos, and on top of that, I also have like the test hands and the combo videos to go alongside them as well. So it's just plenty of videos available. It's just that I have to find a good time to actually record them, and with a lot of assignments in the way, it definitely does make things a bit difficult. But yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys have actually been doing okay as well. I mean, you know, I'm sure you guys have your own problems as well, and I hope that you guys are seeking help. For those of you who really are struggling to cope with this, I'll always emphasize this in every single episode here, or the remainder of all these videos that I'll be making. But yeah, if you guys need someone to talk to, feel free to go to my Facebook page, feel free to go to my Twitter, and just, you know, private message me and give a talk. You know, we could always talk with each other. So, and yeah, I only wish the best for all of you guys here, so hopefully things are going okay. But with that being said, this is a pretty short video, so I'm gonna cap it off right here, and I will have a few other different topics, not particularly talking about new cards, but you know, a few interesting topics to come in the future episodes of ReaperCast. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time. Also, if you guys actually like this video, do drop a like. It definitely is a big help. And of course, if you still haven't subscribed, then be sure to do so, because there is definitely plenty more videos to come.